Morticians. Happy Wednesday morning. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of this incredible podcast. I know you could have decided to be anywhere, but today you decided to be with us, and for that, I'm grateful. Well, first and foremost, I want to thank the sponsors of today's video, Viveo Memorial Live Streaming. If you need live streaming redefined and simplified, check them out at viveo.org. Let's jump right into today's topic and today's episode. The title of today's episode is I Am Who I Am. I Am Who I Am. I got the title for today's topic, well, because when you hang out with people who are a little bit older than you and you're either walking with them or driving downtown, you'll come across different buildings or places or event centers that bring back memories to them. And sometimes those places that we recognize are no longer what they recognize because over time things change. Businesses close, new businesses open, they make room for what's coming next. And it made me think about people and who we are and how we operate. We operate in that same kind of place. We are who we are. Even though we look differently, doesn't mean we're not the same person. And so the beautiful thing about using that as an example is people are going to be who they're going to be. And what you knew them as 5 years ago, 10 years ago, doesn't make them the same person they are today, right here, right now, because things evolve, things change, markets change, places change. In today's society, rent goes up, and different things like that. So there's different environments for different businesses to thrive and grow, which is why people feel like AI and other technologies are such big advancers in the space because they change how we do business. They change how we interact with our clientele and with our markets. But one thing that needs to be accepted is let people be who they are. People, all types of people are in different seasons in their life, different places of their life. And I feel like a lot of times in funeral services, we only take a certain type of person. And I believe that's going to start to change because our industry, like I said, there's a need for good, strong workers who are consistent, who are dedicated, who love this field, who are licensed, who are engaged, who are ready to practice in funeral services. And so we need to broaden the horizons of who we accept into this and let people be who they are. And it shouldn't be a brand thing. It should be a people thing. Because first and foremost, the funeral industry, we're a people industry. We're a people moving industry. We're a people integrated industry. We're an industry that loves people, that takes care of people, that loves all types of people. But if you let your brand only take people who fit your brand mold instead of fit the mold of a diverse group of people, I do believe you really are hindering yourself. And then there's people out there who just are too afraid to be who they are in their workplace. Now, I'm not saying, this is still funeral services, so I'm not saying come in unprofessional and be late and all of those things. I'm saying be who you are in the workplace. I feel like there's so many stereotypes about who we have to be as the funeral director, as the embalmer, as the owner. Those stereotypes have caused people to burn out fast in this business because they're trying to keep up with a model and not with a game plan and with a productivity plan on what the business needs to operate. And so I believe it's an important thing to show and let light shine in on people. And to be honest with you, people can better relate with you. People can better connect with you when you just come as you are. It's a beautiful thing when you can just be who you are in your own skin and let that light pierce through the hearts of other people. And this mold and this molding people to fit my funeral home's brand, and this is what it's been, this is how it is. I think that's a small way of thinking. I think people think in a way where they want to reach and access as many people as they can. And social media has taught us that. And so when you have people in your funeral home who are genuine about who they are, and you allow them to display that to the families they serve, they connect better with a wider range of people instead of just a mold of people. And the funeral industry has been a molded industry. And I think that's going to change and it's going to evolve. And it's not going to be so much about a mold. It's going to be more about a heart and about your service model. And just like any restaurant operates, you have to be consistent, and your service and your quality of excellence has to be at an all-time high. I see more and more funeral homes grow and open up, and newer generations of people come in. The next thing that we have to start thinking about is what's setting you apart, what's making you different from everybody else, what is it about you that's that's different. And as I've told you guys before, funeral services are moving more away from, well, my granddad went to this funeral home, my great granddad, I sent him there. That model is out the door. That model is going to change. People are going to pick based off who's connected on social media, who's talking, who's active, who's listening, who's loving, who's caring. People are starting to look at funeral services as a service. And services offer a wide variety of services, not just funerals, weddings, a whole bunch of different things, catering, event planning, event coordination, all these different things wrap it up into it. But it's all going to depend on, are you going to be who you are? And are people going to accept you for who you are? That's why I say, I am who I am. You can love me, you can hate me, but I'm going to be me. I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to be real about who I am and what we do and what our brand represents. And getting your brand awareness out there about your funeral home and what you're striving to accomplish. And people connect with people who have goals similar to theirs and accomplishments that they want to attain themselves. Well, guys, I'm your host, Jaden Folks. This is the Millennial Mortician Podcast, a podcast that engraves. And P.S., the people that watch this podcast, they are who they are. Ask me how I know. I've had the opportunity to meet several of you all in real life. An amazing, amazing, amazing audience, an amazing community of people that watch and are connected to this podcast. And we change lives each and every week. Well, guys, I love you. Stay blessed, stay encouraged, stay warm through these cold temperatures. And remember, you are who you are. Love you guys. Peace out.